I'm delighted to be able to introduce today Jane Rangel from Bacardi as the Global Lead Procurement Manager based here in Dubai.
Thank you very much for introducing me. I'm super excited and delighted to share my insights and very much thankful for supporting Bacardi during the implementation and onboarding process. It was very important for us to engage with our travelers during implementation because we needed to understand their pain points. We wanted them to feel that their voice is being heard, that their opinions are being taken into consideration. And because we had an existing global TMC, we are now switching to a different TMC based on the feedback that we received from our travelers. One of the cultures of Bacardi is family, and so therefore, during the decision-making process, we need to have the collaboration with our primos and primas, who we address as our cousins, in order for them to feel that whatever the pain points they have been taken into consideration, and that we will now have moving forward a seamless travel experience. So having them involved in the implementation process was very important because that way we are ensuring that, basis the feedback that we receive from them, we're addressing those issues and that, we're making sure that they feel comfortable working with a new TMC. So having the roadshow was important for us because we wanted to make sure that our travelers are having a face-to-face interaction. They are able to, address their concerns directly. They know who will be their point of contact that will be managing their travel services, and if there is an escalation needed, who is the next point of contact. It gives them a feel and a better understanding on the services that will be covered in terms of the scope, and also gives them the privilege to know that the TMC that they're going to be working with is a reliable company, a reliable individual that they can fall back on in case there are any hiccups with their travel. So having these implementations in each market was beneficial because some markets have a special local language, and then that way it makes them feel comfortable. If English is not their first language and they need somebody to communicate in their second language, they have that expertise available. So overall, it was a great experience and it was much appreciated from the Primo perspective. So the travelers appreciated the online training session because they were able to manage their profile, their travel profile online. They were able to, add in their preferences when it comes to their flights, their seating, their meal preference, hotel preferences. So for them, it was important. Not all individuals are excited to come on board and have portal training. But for those, especially those who are like EAs or PAs to the leadership team, for them it was very much important because they knew now how to manage their respective line managers and how to update their individual profile. So that way, FCM is also aware of who is a VIP versus a non-VIP and individuals' preferences. It also breaks the ice and makes the traveler feel comfortable that this particular travel agent is able to know me on a personal level rather than a transactional level. Absolutely. There's always room for improvement. And I personally think if we were to go back in time and have something done differently, one of the things I would recommend is sort of doing feedback and sending out like a questionnaire, just a quick feedback. I know that was something that we spoke about and we thought about, but it's important to, rather than sending out a mass feedback or evaluation, just to pick a few important stakeholders or EAs that are frequent flyers or frequent travelers, and having a touch point every quarter. See how is their travel experience, what is what's trending right now in terms of business travel. Is there anything that the travel agent can do, and overall, what's their experience like? Because once we start implementation and we go live in execution, we tend to forget the small nitty-gritty things. And communication is a key. And I think each individual, even when they have issues with their travel experience, it's important rather than going through emails, is having that face-to-face interaction either over the phone or virtually or in person. So that's one thing as a feedback that I would recommend, is to touch point in the future with the traveler, and maybe pick a few of them who are frequent travelers to see how's their overall experience. Did they feel a good change from their past to present experience? And what's different that they can, that we can improvise in terms of the policy processes and overall, booking experience.
Jane, thank you so much for taking the time to answer those questions for us. It's always a pleasure being able to interact with you, and we look forward to hopefully having you part of our event again in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me or giving me the honor to be part of your event. I'm super excited, and very much Bacardi is thankful to all of you and your extended team in supporting us. And hopefully our interaction today will be meaningful to your audience.